Dạ, thì con xin phép được hỏi về cái giới thứ 5 ạ. Trong ngũ giới của cư sĩ thì là giới thứ 5 rất là quan trọng, được Đức Phật dạy và nhấn mạnh. Ví dụ như là cái việc mà uống chất xay á, ví dụ như bia rượu chẳng hạn, thì chỉ còn một giọt bia hoặc giọt rượu mà qua khỏi cổ là đã thành tựu giới, đã phạm giới. Cho nên là con xin được nhờ Achaan và các vị thầy có thể nói rõ hơn cái sự hiểm họa của cái giới thứ 5 ạ. Yeah.
So could you elaborate more about the fifth sila, which is abstain away from drinking? Because as you understand, even just a drop of beer or wine through the throat is already breached the sila. And could you share and explain about the danger of this? Please.
The drinking of alcohol itself isn't any killing or stealing involved. It doesn't involve any akusala karma of itself. But the danger is the accumulation of the liking for the alcohol and how, when intoxicated, it leads to other kinds of akusala karma, like telling lies or exaggerating stories or stealing, for example. This is why the Buddha pointed out the danger, because one may have a little and a little more and a little more, so that liking, that tendency accumulates and leads to becoming intoxicating, and then it can condition all kinds of harm, all kinds of wrongful speech, for example. So it's not the drinking in itself, but the tendency and what it leads to. But perhaps Ajahn or Jonathan will add more.
Would you like to talk about alcohol or about the truth?
Dạ, thì con học thì cũng thực sự thì cũng đang học về sự thật, thì giá trị của sự thật. Dạ.
Actually, I also study about the truth. So I want to know the value of the truth.
Yes. Without citta, can there be anything appear as alcohol or?
Dạ không ạ.
No.
That's right. What should be learned in life?
Dạ, hiểu về sự thật ạ.
About the truth, understand about the truth.
Mm-hmm. Alcohol is also true. But what is the truth of it?
Dạ là cái vị ạ.
It's a taste.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, there's so many things to talk about. And there cannot be the understanding of anything when we talk about so many things together. Just one reality at a time, and understand the depth, the subtlety of the real truth. So now we talk about what is there here. Can visible object be touched?
Dạ không ạ.
No.
Really?
Dạ thì con được học, hiện giờ thì con hiểu như vậy à.
She understood that way. She understand that way.
But what is the truth?
Dạ, thì con vừa trả lời đó, thì hiện giờ thì con hiểu như vậy à.
She said, it's my understanding that visible object can not be touched, it can only be seen.
Never change. That's the truth, no matter what question is there. So, can anyone touch visible object?
Dạ không ạ.
Mình tự biết, mình có thể chạm vào, đây là một đối tượng thị giá, đây là một đối tượng thị giá.
Because she said, this is one visible object, it can be touched, and this is another visible object, it can be touched.
Is it? Close your eyes and touch visible object. So visible object cannot be touched at all.
Dạ, khi nhắm mắt lại thì con không thấy đối tượng ạ.
When she closes her eyes, she cannot see the object.
Can visible object be touched?
Khi con không thấy thì con không thể chạm mà. So when I don't see it, cannot touch.
So seeing sees what?
Dạ, hiện tại thì cái thấy thì con sẽ thấy những hình sắc trước mặt.
See different shapes and forms in front of my eyes.
Not hard.
Dạ không ạ.
No.
Bây giờ con hiểu câu hỏi Cái thấy không thấy cái cứng thưa Achaan ạ.
Can seeing see sound?
Dạ không ạ.
Can seeing see taste?
Dạ không luôn ạ.
Can seeing see odor, the smell?
Dạ không luôn ạ.
No.
Can seeing see heat?
Không ạ.
No.
Can seeing see hardness?
Dạ không luôn ạ.
No.
So seeing can only see what is visible, the color or the visible object only.
Dạ bây giờ con hiểu hơn về cái đối tượng thị giác mà bên Achaan dạy ạ.
Nhưng mà cô vẫn nghĩ là cái này là đối tượng thị giác đúng không ạ? Là cái bàn này là đối tượng thị giác đúng không ạ? Có phải vậy?
Dạ.
I think because she still thinks that a table is what is seen.
So that it can be touched.
Yeah, that's why it can be touched.
Yeah.
So it's only what is visible, not the hardness, not the table, just what is visible that can be seen.
Yeah.
Actually, the seeing doesn't see the shape or form, just the color, visible object only. So we said that there is color arising in each group of rupas, but if the color doesn't impinge on the eye sense, it cannot be seen.
Dạ, bây giờ thì con hiểu, con có thể trả lời là chúng ta không thể xúc chạm được với màu sắc và hình.
So now she understands that she cannot touch shapes or color.
So can she touch visible object?
Dạ không ạ.
No.
What is the difference between table and visible object?
Dạ. Đối tượng thị giác là những tính chất như hình dạng và màu sắc, còn cái bàn là cái khái niệm mà.
Visible objects is shapes and forms, but the table is the concept.
Yesterday we were talking about how when the eyes are closed, there is still experiencing, there is still seeing, because if the lights are turned on or off, it's possible to know when that happens. And so that indicates that there is actually still the experiencing of visible object at those moments, even though the eyes are closed. And so then we said, well, when the eyes are open, it is still just a visible object, which is experienced by seeing consciousness. And the idea of shape and form, table, people and things, is not the experiencing of visible object, but is the product of the thinking about the visible object. Just like through the ear door, what is experienced by the ear consciousness is sound, only sound, and it's the thinking about the sound that recognizes the words spoken and the voice of the speaker. So when we are sitting here and there is a room of people and things appearing to be seen, the reality is the thinking about the visible object that has been experienced. And unless there has been the development of unless there has been a lot of reflection on the Buddha's explanation of realities, then the actual visible object will not have been the object of awareness and understanding. Yeah. So that's why a lot of careful consideration is needed to consider these things. We cannot just jump to the conclusion of, I see this, I see that, that's visible object, and this is seen. It's much more subtle and complicated than that. And the same with hearing and sound. Unless without the consideration of what is appearing at the present moment, whether it's the experiencing of sound or the thinking about sound that has been experienced, it will not be possible to distinguish between those. But the thinking happens so quickly and rapidly that there is no the actual visible object and sound are not apparent, and they can only become apparent to awareness and understanding. They cannot become apparent by trying to focus on what is it that's appearing to seeing consciousness, or what is this sound that we think of as words and voices. And as Achaan often emphasizes, each doorway has its particular reality that is experienced by the consciousness at that sense door, and what appears to one doorway cannot be experienced to another by another. But it's just these realities, the sound and the visible object, that are experienced. And it's the thinking that creates the world in which we live. So the world of people and things is a world of thinking about what has been experienced. It is not the world that is being directly experienced at the present moment.